So when they asked me to do this, I was a little bit kind of, I'd rather forget 2014. It was a bloody awful year. But actually, when I sat down and started to write the notes, I started to remember things, and I thought, I'd create what I learned from my divorce and silver linings. And my wife hates that title. But, so I'm the CEO of a company called On Air Dining. We have another brand called Interiors, where we basically serve culinary and concierge services to private jets. We're based in London. We operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's quite a stressful business. But I created the business in 2010. My background is I was a private chef on yachts and in private households, and I was in Valencia and I saw all these private jets, and I thought, well, someone must do the food for them, right? So I built this company. And what I wanted to do is talk, and this is kind of protecting your business. I just want to talk about two kind of areas, really, is what I learned from a business point of view, some of the lessons that some of you may know already, and also what I learned from a personal point of view. So basically, 2014, we'd had 4 years of kind of growth, had some business partners, and it ended very messily. It went through a very messy divorce, and there were various reasons for that. I won't go into details for it, but basically, two visions come along, and then they end up colliding, and things go kind of hit a bus. In the space of 12 weeks, in 2014, I went through a very messy divorce with the business. I was forced out of the company. I moved house, had my third child, negotiated new business deal with new investors, set up a new business in Stansted, battled with all sorts of legal attacks and all the rest of it. So in 12 weeks, it was probably one of the most stressful times I've ever gone through in my whole life. But sitting down and looking at all this stuff, I kind of thought, okay, what did I learn? So business points of view, we all go through that thing where we join, you go through that initial business and everyone's kind of friends. Yeah, we're great. Yeah, I'll invest some money and I'll do this and that. Put everything in writing. Okay, I don't think we even did our, don't even think we did our shareholders agreement until about 12 months into the business. It was that kind of, yeah, let's just do it. Put it in writing. Everyone's all best of friends at the beginning, but everyone sees the world from their own perspective, especially when money is involved. That's a big one, okay? And then it comes into personalities and how it all works out. But put it in writing. Start every single meeting you have, document it. I know it might sound silly, and you're trying to build a business and everyone's getting everything together. Believe me, when things start, oh, well, I said this and you said that, and oh, I don't remember that, it helps. The other big one, very important point from a business point of view, is don't be outnumbered on the board. Okay, and when I say that, I'm not talking about drawing a battle line in the middle and saying, oh, it's us versus them. But what I found with my business is I was so busy building a business, and my business runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you've got to have people who are kind of allies on this. Because when it came to big decisions, moving the business forward, and this is part of the reason why it all broke down, is I was completely outnumbered. So even though I had a controlling stake of the business, and I was the one who could essentially control it if it came down to that, is that I was outnumbered on the board, so often I was outvoted, and the things I wanted to do caused problems. So it's always good to have kind of friends and allies, or at least people who have the same vision as you, in case further down the line it causes problems. I think this is a big one, and maybe people will know this one. Avoid court at all costs. The only people who win are the lawyers, okay? Seriously. You may win, but you don't really. You lose a lot of other things. It puts your family under pressure, ruins your health, costs you a shitload of money, and you lose a lot of time over it. And actually, the thing that is affected in the end is you personally and the business and your vision, etc. So that's another big one for me. Another part, and the emotion. This was quite hard to write because there was a lot of kind of real tough stuff that I went through to be able to do this. But one of the big things for me was keep your integrity at all costs. And I went through, and some of the things that my ex-partners threw at me were pretty dirty. So keep your integrity. Don't, if the other party plays dirty, trust that people will see the truth eventually. I didn't get into arguments and spats and all the rest of it. Entrepreneurs, people in this room, good business people are not stupid. Many will have seen this sort of thing before. They always know that there's always two sides. And if they don't, bollocks to them. You know, they're not important anyway. But really, keeping the integrity, don't get caught up. We all get sucked into those battles, and especially if it's something so emotional like a breakup of a business, don't get sucked into it. It's very difficult, but stand away back and let time pass. Time heals, and yeah, you get through the other end. Make sure you find a trusted advisor. Anyone use Matt Katz here? Matt Katz, everyone? Some people will know Matt Katz. Okay, I couldn't have gone through this without that guy. I think he does some stuff for the Supper Club and stuff. What was really interesting is a friend of mine who's trained to be a priest. Turns out one of his friends was a barrister, and she was a litigation barrister, and she took my case on pro bono. So people pop out, and I think if you keep that integrity tied and you keep focused on what you're doing, is people generally will come around you and support you. Last thing on business thing is always think about the silver lining. What did I learn? Otherwise, what's the point of being an entrepreneur? So that's the business side. Personally, I've got some key points on this bit. I'm trying to make this into context of protecting your business, but it's like, okay. Don't underestimate what you can handle. Okay, that 12 weeks for me it could have all gone really pear-shaped, but actually you can handle far more than you think you can. Number 2, there is always the light at the end of the tunnel. I like Richard Branson's famous quote saying, you know, if he lost it all, he'd win it all back again. And ask yourself, the biggest question for me is that what is the worst that could happen, and then start from there. So if you can think about that, actually then you can start figuring out, you know, the next bits. Don't let this make you cynical. I don't want to end up like my dad, okay? I believe that he's going to hate me for saying that. I believe the worst thing is that you could stop trusting or giving people the benefit of the doubt. Okay, and we all go through those really nasty kind of battles and all the rest of it, and you could let it make you become cynical, but I really try not to do that. I'm a big fan of listening to people. I'm not a big fan of listening to people being negative. Shit happens, suck it up, get on with it. And remember to smile and enjoy being you. Building a business always has its magical moments, but you appreciate it more when you have actually been at those rock bottom points. And then my last point, again, is always think about the silver lining. Try and focus on that stuff. So they're the 2 areas, really.